This is a flight from Chicago O'Hare to Minneapolis, St. Paul. It's about 1 hour and 40 minutes flight time. And we have prepared the flight on SimBrief. And we are going to start our free flight on the Microsoft 2022-24 flight simulator. So we set the departure at KORD, and we know we are going to use runway 9C. Okay, let's look where is the runway 9C. There's a lot of runways in this airport, so left and right. There it is, 28. So 9C. This is 10C. Where is the 9C? Okay, so this is the runway we're going to use. We need to position the aircraft not too far away. So let's use one of these gates. This is a ramp. This is a ramp. Let's use this ramp. So we're going to use the ramp and not the runway, so that we can start the aircraft from cold and dark. So now on the EFB, we will we need to change the time. Otherwise, it's going to be another night flight. So we're going to do it during the day, and we're actually going to do maybe in the evening. 18:35. Let's say we're going to leave about 5 o'clock. The weather, let's do some challenging weather. Let's do some light thunderstorms. The live weather preset will only be used. The current weather cannot be accessed weather data from the past 24 hours. Okay, all right. So we're gonna do light thunderstorms. Let's start. We're gonna see our aircraft being positioned. Here we go. Okay, that's perfect. It's raining. Let's get into the aircraft. Let's prepare the aircraft. Okay, so let's first of all look at passengers. I'm gonna set some passengers here, but I think the flight plan is gonna change that. We're gonna open the cargo doors and we're gonna call the passengers, but before doing that, we need to remove pitot covers, engine covers, chocks, the landing gear pin. We're gonna set security cones, the red carpet. We also need a ground power unit to start the aircraft. We're also going to load the route or the flight plan. We have filed the flight plan from ORD to MSP, as you can see here. Air time 1 hour and 1 minute, block time 1 hour and 29 minutes. Let's import the route. And let's import the weights. Let's look at the, we're gonna look at the weights afterwards. Okay. Right, we're gonna add a little bit more fuel. And we're gonna load instantly. So we don't have to wait for the car. We should have passengers inside. Good. We have passengers. Right, since we have passengers and the luggage are loaded, we're gonna close the cabin door. I mean, we have the option to do it live, but then it's gonna take like 10 minutes before the car arrives and they load the luggage. So this one is to save a little bit of time. Okay, so let's turn on... actually, we're gonna remove the security cones at this point. The red carpet, we don't need it anymore. Passengers are up. Let's turn on the batteries. Okay, and generators.
Okay.
Pumps. Seat belts. We are going to leave the seat belts off for the moment. The windshield for ice, just in case. Since the weather is bad. So when we go to a high altitude. Let's see what's the temperature inside the aircraft right now. They are all mixed of happy, not happy, 18 degrees. So we definitely have to make sure we turn on the temperature in the cabin and in the cockpit. We also, let's set the pressurization to auto. Okay, we have done that. Now we can start the engine
Pause
on the
system
right.
test. Okay.
Let's look at the engine. It's starting up. We're gonna do something on the lights in the meantime. Let's turn on these lights. This one we need full, and the emergency. Okay, let's go back. Let's we need to disconnect the ground power unit. Now we have power from our engine. But of course we don't have enough, so we have to start the other engine. Okay, let's look at the other engine. It's powering up. That's excellent. Okay, so this is the route we're gonna follow. As you can see, we're gonna go north and west. We're gonna go over Racine, Milwaukee. Actually, Racine is on the right side, but close to Milwaukee. Let's see, we're gonna do Michigan. Sorry, we're gonna do Wisconsin, and then we're gonna land in Minneapolis. Okay, they're already giving us instructions. Clear to Aurora Airport as filed, the runway 9C, climb and maintain 5,000, departure frequency, okay.
Clear to Aurora as filed, runway 9er center, climb and maintain 5,000. Departure frequency is 120.55, squawk 4464, Laxa 631.
Okay, now we need to...
631, readback is correct. Contact ground on 121.675 when ready to taxi. Good day.
We need to initialize the aircraft. so first of all, let's make sure that we have the parking brake on.
Clearance delivery. Envoy tree 454 ready to copy IFR clearance to Cleveland.
Okay, let's voice recorder.
Is cleared to Cleveland Airport as
This
filed,
is a
runway
test.
9 right. Climb and maintain 5,000. Departure frequency is 119.0.
Toes, terrain
Squawk
warning.
0151.
Cleared to Cleveland as filed. Runway 9 right. Climb and maintain
Okay.
5,000.
Then traffic.
Departure frequency is 120.55. Squawk 0151. Envoy tree 454.
Traffic system test passed.
Envoy tree
Great.
454.
Okay, now we set the data for the
Contact
engine.
ground on
15 degrees
12.975.
Celsius. Send data.
Clearance delivery. American 1461.
Data
ready
has
to
been
copy
accepted.
IFR clearance to Boston.
Let's look at the flight plan. Right, so we need to reload the flight plan.
Is filed, runway 9 right. Climb and maintain 5,000.
Okay, import the route.
133.625. Squawk tree
Here's the
071.
route. Doesn't show me any departure. Okay, we're gonna set the departure. And the weights.
Cleared to Boston
Okay.
as filed. Runway 9 right.
Now we know we're gonna
Climb and
depart
maintain
from
5,000.
runway
Departure frequency is 128.575.
from
Squawk tree
runway
071. American 1461.
9C.
1461. Readback is correct. Contact ground on
So runway
121.9 when ready to
9C.
taxi. Good day.
Okay, so there is no specific departure. We're gonna land runway 30L, and I want to check on Navigraph if we have if 30L is actually ILS, or let's see. So this is Minneapolis MSP approaches. Let me see. We don't have an arrival. Actually, it's already an arrival here. Comma is the arrival, and let's see the approach. We do have an ILS. I think it matches the arrival. GEE QU. That looks good. Let's add. Right. So that's the route. And this is the approach. This is the arrival. What we don't have is a departure. So we're gonna go to the first waypoint, which is PMPKN. Looks like pumpkin, like PMPKN. Okay. There is 0 departures available. In fact, it shows here. Alright, so we decided to use the GEQU. We have comma arrival, and 30L GEQU. Okay, perfect. We're gonna load this. Okay, perfect. Okay, aircraft. We should have. We're gonna load the weights. We should have the weights here. Let's see. They give us heavy passenger. I'm gonna change this. I think they're just sometimes they double the weight. They only give us 2 passengers here. Well, no, there is a co-pilot. I don't need a co-pilot. I need another passenger. And I'm probably gonna leave the co-pilot anyway, but Let's look at the fuel. Taxi fuel. Taxi fuel. It's already included, so this is good. The weather. The weather is 4 knots 100. This is the wind, 4 knots 114 degrees. Barometric pressure 2990, but we're gonna wait for the control tower to tell us. The runway is the 9C. The ice protection, they say, is off, but we're gonna put it on because of the weather. So the V1 104, VR 104, V2 is 116. V2 is if one engine fails, we need to increase the speed to 116, but the rotation speed is 104. Okay, and landing, we're just gonna put them on. We have everything. We're gonna accept the initialization. Now we're gonna do the checklist. Let me check. We don't have the check. I have to move the checklist here. Yeah, always clicking the wrong way. That's it. All right, so let me go back 3. No, here we're gonna change to map. Then we're gonna go to the other one. We're gonna do the checklist after start. So let's look at the checklist. Let's emergency button, push in, batteries 1 and 2 checked. Okay, let's do a few checks now. Gonna check the emergency battery here. Looks good. It's passed. Actually, let me turn this off. Okay, let's test for fire. Let's test the stall.
Stall.
Ice protection is good. Let's make sure our controls work. Okay, they look fine. It's back here. Okay, now we're gonna. I have the physical controls in front of me. I don't need these ones, so I have a few buttons to check. We can leave it here. At this point, I think everything is set up anyway. So let's check the rest. We did the test and so on. Yeah, what is bothering is the I have here the seat belts. So let's go down the list. Speed selector is not required. Transponder is the ground transport then for the moment. They're gonna give us squawk. I think they already did. We're gonna set it up. Flight controls, we just checked. The trims, that trim the aircraft. Okay, we are in green. Flaps. 1 level flaps. External lights. Let's turn on the taxi so we don't forget. Ice protection, I set it. can go to the next checklist before takeoff. We can do this afterwards, right? So now here we have our route. This part here is going to be manual, and then so I'm going to set up direct to, and then we just continue and follow the route. So everything is good with the aircraft. Everything is set. What we need to do now, let's look at the map. So we need to look at the chart of the airport so we don't get lost. And this is all here, very complex. So let's actually set this like this. We are here. We are here. And we need to go to 9C. We're gonna go here. So as I said, we are very close.
Clearance delivery. SkyWest 5232 IFR, Detroit
instructions
Metro.
were-
Ready to copy.
The instructions were
SkyWest 5232 is cleared to Detroit Metro Airport as filed runway 9er center. Climb and maintain 5,000. Departure frequency is 119.0, squawk 4553.
climb and maintain 5,000. We're gonna set 5,000 afterwards. Frequency
Cleared to
squawk
Detroit Metro.
4464.
As filed. Runway 9er center. Climb and maintain 5,000. Departure frequency is 128.2. Squawk 4553. SkyWest 5232.
SkyWest
Okay.
5232. Readback is correct.
Our squawk
Contact
is
ground on
4464.
118.05 when ready to taxi. Good day.
Let's go back. Let's look at the squawk here. 4464. Enter. Okay. 4464. We are going to just keep it a little bit closer, right? Like that. I guess I can just go here and I can catch this. Yeah, I mean, our aircraft is here. I should be able to go here, hopefully. Otherwise, I have to go this way. They're gonna tell us. They may say LYY1, D, and in here. Because that could be the taxiway that I need to use. The aircraft is facing here, so I may have to do that. Let me just position it better. Okay. And one thing I need to check again. If they gave us, okay, we have this 5,000. Okay, we have to set the 5,000 for the moment. 5,000. Okay. All right. So let's set the target altitude for the moment here to 5,000. And they're gonna tell us eventually the next target altitude. We're going to use the flight level change in nav, but we're not going to turn on the autopilot yet. Okay, I'm going to change to the virtual reality. So I'm gonna pause the recording for a minute. Okay, so we're back. This time is in virtual reality, and what I need to do
Cleared to Los Angeles as
is
filed. Runway 10 center.
to
Climb and
set
maintain 5,000.
the actual virtual reality. Now is like 2D or just a big screen.
Squawk
The
1027.
view is gonna
American
change
Tree 06
like I would be inside the aircraft.
American Tree
That's it.
063.
So
Read back correct.
I
Contact ground
need
on
to set it
129
correctly.
075.
That's it.
Good day.
Let me see this frame rate. Okay, here we go. The weather is cloudy. The weather is cloudy. It looks like this is a parking for a business jet. So we're going to tell our passenger who have 24 degrees, so we're going to reduce the temperature a little bit. There are 4 passengers, and some are very happy, some are not happy. Let's see. We have a frequent flyer, an executive, a first timer, and a frequent flyer. The frequent flyers appear to be satisfied. The executive is 78 is not so bad. Anyway, let's welcome them.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Please ensure your seatbelts are fastened and your seats are in the position for departure.
Okay. Right, so let's remove the parking brake. Co-pilot is here. So we have a co-pilot and 3 passengers. Should forward it. Okay, so we have to ask for clearance. So let's turn on our communication page. We need to request IFR clearance.
Clearance delivery. E55
You can
P
see the
November
co-pilot is actually
65916
moving
ready to
the
copy
lips.
IFR clearance to Minneapolis.
E55 P November 65916 is cleared to Minneapolis Airport as filed. Runway 9 center. Climb and maintain 5,000. Expect flight level 44010 minutes after departure. Departure frequency is 128.2. Squawk 7151.
Cleared to Minneapolis, as filed, runway 9 center. Climb and maintain 5,000. Expect flight level 44010 minutes after departure. Departure frequency is 128.2, squawk 7151, E55P November 65916.
E55 P916, read back is correct. Contact ground on 118.05 when ready
So
to taxi.
squawk has
Good
changed
day.
to 7151.
Clearance
Ground,
delivery.
E55P
American
November
140
65916,
IFR to Harrisburg.
ready to
I
taxi,
see.
IFR.
Eventually we need to move to 44,000
E55
feet.
November 65916. Taxi to and hold short runway 9 center via taxiway Yankee Delta Victor Victor.
Okay, we can
Contact
move.
tower
We have clearance to
133.0
move.
when ready.
Taxiing, hold short runway 9 center using taxiway Yankee Delta Victor Victor, E55P 9016.
Continue taxi.
Here we go.
Roger, Emirates 236.
wants to move here.
Ice Air 852, hold position. Caution on the traffic. Ice Air 852, continue taxi. Envoy 4271, hold position. Caution the Embraer J on the taxiway.
Roger, Ice Air 852.
Envoy 4271, continue taxi.
Roger, Envoy 4271.
American 2910, hold position. Caution the Embraer J on the taxiway. American 2910, continue taxi. SkyWest 6304, hold position. Caution the Airbus A320 on the taxiway. SkyWest 6304, continue taxi.
Roger, American 2910.
Boeing 682, hold position. Caution the Embraer J on the taxiway.
Hold position, Boeing 682. Roger, SkyWest 6304.
Okay. Moving forward, so she knows she has to call the control tower.
Boeing 682, continue taxi.
Okay. We wanna do a pre-check.
SkyWest 6304, hold
Hopefully we don't have anybody behind
SkyWest
us. Let's see.
6304, continue
Do we have
taxi.
enough time? Yeah, nobody behind us. So
Roger, Boeing 682.
okay, fasten seatbelt on. Jaw damper off. Auto throttle no. Transponder set. TCAS passenger advice.
This is the captain speaking.
Lights. Yeah, departure lights.
SkyWest 5232, hold position.
Go to the
Caution
next.
the Boeing 737 on the taxiway.
This is after takeoff. Okay. So let's ask
Sky,
request no, go back to clearance. Takeoff clearance. Okay.
Tower, E55P November 65916 at runway 9er center ready for departure. IFR to Minneapolis.
55P November 65916, hold short runway 9er center. Traffic is Boeing 737 on the runway.
This is 737. I think those guys didn't know airplane. But,
55P 9016, please acknowledge.
okay.
Hold short runway 9er center. E55P 9er16.
I'm holding short. Let's tell the passengers. This guy's not touching the ground. Something wrong with that. They're taking off or landing. Sometimes they make aircrafts that are not well designed, and that's what happens. So we might have taken off. Hopefully they give us clearance now, which means we don't need this anymore. We do need the map and PMPKN. And in here we're gonna look at the weather. Okay, that's how the weather looks like. Okay, listen, I need a clearance here, okay? Keeping us here.
Tower, United 1748 at runway 9er Center ready for departure. IFR to Charlotte.
United 1748, hold short runway 9er Center. Traffic is Boeing 737 on the runway.
737 on the runway?
Hold short runway 9er Center. United 1748. Tower, United 1748 ready for departure. Runway 9er Center. IFR to Charlotte.
United 1748, hold short runway 9er Center. Traffic is Boeing 737 on the runway.
I didn't see the 737.
Hold short runway 9er Center. United 1748. Tower, United 1748 at runway 9er Center ready for departure. IFR to Charlotte.
United 1748, hold short runway 9er Center. Traffic is Boeing 737 on the runway.
There's no 737 unless there's that one.
Hold short runway 9er Center.
I
United
see something at the end of
1748.
the runway. I don't know what he's doing.
Tower,
He's
United
blocking.
1748 ready for departure. Runway 9er Center.
So
IFR
now
to
we have
Charlotte.
three
United
aircrafts,
1748,
four
hold
aircrafts
short
waiting.
runway 9er Center. Traffic is Boeing 737 on the runway.
Hold short runway 9er Center. United 1748. Tower, United 1748 ready for departure. Runway 9er Center. IFR to Charlotte.
United 1748, hold short runway 9er Center. Traffic is Boeing 737 on the runway.
This is moving. Something is moving at the end.
Hold short runway 9er Center. United 1748.
What is it doing?
Tower, United 1748 ready for departure. Runway
And now
9er
we
Center.
have,
IFR to Charlotte.
An aircraft.
United 1748,
Disappeared.
hold short runway 9er Center. Traffic is Boeing 737 on the runway.
Hold short runway 9er Center. United 1748. Tower, United 1748 ready for IFR departure. Runway 9er center.
United 1748, hold short runway 9er center. Traffic is Boeing 737 on the runway.
Okay, I'm gonna take off. I don't know what the guy is doing at the end of the runway.
Hold short runway
But
9er
I don't
center.
wanna stay
United
here forever,
1748.
so.
Tower, United 1748 at runway 9er center ready for departure. IFR to Charlotte.
United 1748, hold short runway 9er center. Traffic is Boeing 737 on the runway.
Yeah, I can see that, but I don't know what he's doing. So I can't stay here the whole evening. Yeah, I know.
Hold short runway 9er center.
They're not gonna be
United
happy with me,
1748.
so.
Tower, United 1748 at runway 9er center ready for departure. IFR to Charlotte. United
They're gonna
1748,
cancel
hold
my
short runway-
IFR
Hold
now.
short runway 9er center. United 1748.
You're gonna tell me I took off without authorization.
E55 P9016, you were not cleared to take off.
You see, you just told me. But I've been waiting for a long time, so
Tower, Boeing Charlie Sierra Golf 2682 at runway 9er center ready for departure. IFR to Huangtian. Boeing Charlie Sierra Golf 2682, altimeter 2992. Cleared for takeoff runway 9er center. E55 P9016, you were not cleared to take off.
I know. Sorry.
Tower, SkyWest 5665 ready for departure. Runway 9er center. IFR to Nashville.
SkyWest 5665, hold short runway 9er center. Traffic is E55P Phenom 300E on upwind. E55 P9016, you were not cleared to take off.
I know. Told me 3 times
Hold
now.
short runway 9er center.
But I've been waiting
SkyWest
like 10 minutes.
5665. Tower, SkyWest 5665 ready for IFR departure. Runway 9er center.
SkyWest 5665, hold short runway 9er center. Traffic is E55P Phenom 300E on crosswind. E55 P9016, IFR flight plan is canceled. Radar service terminated.
Yeah, they're punishing me.
1200. Maintain VFR. Frequency change approved. Good day.
Hold short.
Chicago approach, E55 P November 65916, 2 miles west of
is cleared to Minneapolis Airport as filed.
6000.
Squawk
West IFR to
7151.
Minneapolis, ready to copy. E55 P November 65916, cleared to Minneapolis Airport as filed. Squawk 7151. High speed.
E55P9016, read back correct. Radar contact 5900. Altimeter 2992, continue to PMPCAN following heading 005. Proceed on course. Climb and maintain
Too
flight
fast, I
level
have to be at
440.
215
Expect
knots.
flight level 440.
Continue to PMPKN following heading 005. Proceed on course. Climb and maintain flight level 440. Expect flight level 440. E55 P9016. Chicago approach. E55 P9016.
E55 P9016,
IFR at this time.
IFR flight plan is canceled. Radar service terminated. Squawk 1200. Maintain VFR. Frequency change approved. Good day.
Chicago approach. E55P November 65916 is type E55P Phenom 300E, 2 miles northwest of Pewaukee, 6700. Request flight following.
E55P November 65916, Chicago approach. Squawk 675
Squawk 675 tree, E55P9016.
E55 P9er16. Radar contact 4 miles northwest of Pewaukee, 8000. Altimeter 299er2.
Roger, E55 P9er16.
E55 P9er16 contact Chicago Center on 120.35. Good day.
120.35 for E55 P9er16.
Monitor vertical speed. Traffic. 1 o'clock. High. 9 miles. Clear of conflict.
I'm gonna set the barometer to standard.
Chicago Center, E55
E55 P November 65 916.
17,900.
Chicago Center. Radar contact. Continue to Nito. E55 P9er16 contact Chicago Center on 125.1. Good day.
125.1, E55 P9er16.
Lot of clouds, that's for sure. Unfortunately, we're gonna have we have an ILS for approach and landing. We're still climbing at 41,000 feet. So what happened before was that there was a 737, I believe, on the runway, at the end of the runway 90. And that guy, who is another simulator, probably did not know what he was doing and kept on blocking the runway. And my option was to wait another 10-15 minutes until it clears the runway, or maybe even more, or take off. I did wait for about 10 minutes and then eventually I decided to take off. But of course you are not allowed to do that in the real world. You have to wait for the control tower to give you clearance. So I didn't give clearance, I didn't get the clearance, I just took off. And what happened afterwards, they canceled my IFR clearance. So they basically told me you're on your own, and then I filed for flight following, and now we are on flight following. So the route is here. I should not have done that, but sorry, I apologize. That's obviously not a good example, but at the same time, they should, maybe for people that use the simulator, after a certain time that they're blocking a runway, maybe they should just move it or delete it or something, right? So there were 3-4 aircraft waiting. One of them eventually decided to stop the flight because it saw nothing was resolving. Another one was coming, and we are all waiting. So, I mean, mine is a business jet. It takes off very quickly. I knew that I wouldn't get to the end of the runway, so I decided to take off. And now, okay, we are on the way. We are about an hour and 20 minutes, an hour and 10 minutes flight time. Once we reach the 41,000 feet altitude, I'm gonna set the vertical track so that we start capturing the descent. We don't need this. Let me look at the route a little bit. After this one, we already have an arrival, so they still keep us at 41,000 feet until ZZING. Let me check. Let me check where is ZZING. ZZING is here, and that's when the arrival starts. It's interesting how this thing works. Of course, I think in real life it's easier to move the maps. With the mouse is a little bit more difficult. But this is ZZING, and this is where the arrival starts. So this is where we will be starting our descent. Let me see if it's marked. Yes, it's marked. I don't see it here very well, but this is the top of descent. So that's where we start our descent. So we are going to go back to we have Kama in 18 nautical miles. We have an error. What error is that? Let's see. I wonder if okay, we reached, soon we will reach 41,000 feet. I have to be honest, I don't know that error, so I would have to look at the manual, which I can't do it from here, and see what is the cabin delta P fail. give them some more drinks and coffee and cake. Okay, 41,000 feet, definitely above the clouds. So we're gonna set our vertical track, and okay, let's do some exercise. First of all, we're gonna look at the airport of destination. So KMSP. Okay. Then we look at the let's look at the flight plan. The approach is LS30L approach. ILS30L. The approach is telling us that we need to be at 30,000 feet in order to catch the ILS. So we're going to be at 7,000 the Husky, about 6,000, between 6 and 5,000 Binke, Pixie at 4,000, 5,000 actually, North Cone. Okay, so we need to set the vertical track to 3,000. So let's do it now, so we are ready. And let's see if I'm gonna use my own. Some of the aircraft you can change by 1,000 at a time, usually the bigger aircrafts. This one I have to scroll the wheel constantly until it goes down to 3,000. I see the arrow disappeared. So I wonder what caused that arrow. Maybe it was something temporary. Let me put the heating on, because we have thunderstorms at 41,000 feet. Temperature is plus 2 degrees outside. Sorry, it's not plus 2 degrees actually. The temperature is minus 55. So minus 55, you can get ice. Particularly when there is moisture, like thunderstorms or rain. Of course, at 44,000 feet you don't get this, but when you start descending, then you may end up with some ice. So better be safe than sorry. So we know it's at 3,000 feet, that's where we catch the ILS. Let's now look at the arrival map. So the arrival is Gamma KKRLA arrival. Must be Gamma KKR. There was no arrival set up. Alright. We have the approach. Okay. Let's put back the weather map. Okay, all good. Passengers are fine, but the temperature is low, so we have to increase maybe a couple of degrees. 20 degrees, maybe a little bit too cold. Two passengers actually seems to be very happy. And two medium, they are not red, so I mean the total score is actually green, 81. It really depends how we manage the landing, if it's done properly, or if they're not happy with you know, how soft is the landing and how late we are or early. Yes, we need to set the vertical track. We set to the altitude, the target altitude, which is supposed to be 3,000, not 4,000. And we have to set vertical track, so we are fine. Now we just have to wait until what we can do, since we are at 40 something thousand feet, we can maybe decrease to at one point to Zing. Cable is very close to Zing. I think the vertical track is going to start in about maybe 10 minutes. Now we can actually decide to change the weather, but this is a little bit more challenging. I think it's good. Aircrafts can take off and land in basically very little visibility. Of course, for safety reason, they wouldn't do that, but in reality, they can take off and land with almost zero visibility. As long as they use, obviously, the instrumentation and if the ILS is available at the airport of destination. Let's see what we want from the Chicago Center.
Chicago Center, E55P November 65916, flight level 410.
E55P November 65916, Chicago Center. Radar contact. Continue to Robbie.
see how the aircraft looks from the outside. See some pollution behind the aircraft. Let's see if you can see it. There it is. Back inside, so everyone is happy. See, 100%, 91%, 89, 91, they're all happy or ecstatic. I guess because the flight is uneventful, we're gonna give them more food. 21 degrees, good temperature. Let's see, we are at 93% total. So let's see, we're going to give them some information. It may go up. Yeah, you see, we're now from 95.
Chicago Center on 125.05. Good day.
125.05, free 55 P9016. Chicago Center, E55P November 65916, flight level 410.
E55P November 65916, Chicago Center, radar contact, continue to call.
Okay, let's see if maybe we should be able to see soon the vertical track.
E55P9er 16 contact Minneapolis Center on 124.4. Good day.
124.4 free 55 P9016.
Let's contact Minneapolis.
Minneapolis Center, E55P November 65916, flight level 410.
E55P November 65916, Minneapolis Center. Radar contact, continue to cool.
Okay, you can see clearly here.
Vertical track.
Yeah, this is where the descent is gonna start. You can see here is TOD, top of descent. So descent starts here. Vertical track became active. Once this line arrives here, then the aircraft will start descending. To 29,000 feet should be reached ZZING. We'll need to slow down the aircraft at this point. Otherwise we're going to overspeed. So let's start slowing down. So we prepare the aircraft for here we go. It's almost idle. You know, when you fly a simulator like this and you wear goggles, you have the feeling of turning, and some people feel sick. They feel motion sickness. Unfortunately, I don't have that, but many people, they can't wear it. They just feel motion sickness. But it's amazing. You really feel to be, the feeling is that you're inside an aircraft, and you have all the emotions and the pressure and the stress to make sure everything goes fine. Right? When you look in the back, you see your passengers, and everything is fake, but your mind tricks you to making you believe that is real. So ZZING is only
E55P9er
2.8
contact Minneapolis
nautical
Center
miles.
on 128.6. Good day.
Okay.
128.6, E55P9er 16.
Let's contact me up. She doesn't do it automatically. I have to click.
Cessna 4 Foxtrot Mike, climb and maintain 2700.
Minneapolis Center, E55P November 65916, flight level tree 55.
E55P November 65916, Minneapolis Center. Radar contact. Continue to HENDR. Climb and maintain 2700. Cessna 4 Foxtrot Mike.
Our next target is 24,000 feet. We're cruising at 222 knots. The true airspeed is 380 knots. And the ground speed is 349. Passengers are happy. Let's give them a little bit more information. We now have 97%.
Ladies and gentlemen, a brief update from the flight. Everything is looking good on schedule.
It went up 1%, 98, 97 again, 98 again. Alright, more coffee, more food. I mean, we're not going to get 100% all the time, but we have 3 of them at 100% and 1 at 90. Wow, but 3 are 100%. Now we have to do a good job in the landing. So let's see, 24,000 feet is now our next target. 20 nautical miles to go to reach 24,000 feet. It should be fine. We're going through the clouds now, so we need to tell them we're going to have a little bit of turbulence.
This is the captain's speaking. We have received reports of rough weather.
Hopefully they're not going to get upset, not my fault. No, we just took the news, but please they know. Because of the clouds, I'm gonna set the seatbelt on for safety reason. We're gonna tell them we're descending.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have begun our descent. Please ensure
Going through the clouds now. We are at 30,000 feet. We are targeting 24,000 feet. Our speed is 226, which is fine.
E55P 9016 contact Minneapolis Center on 125 decimal tree. Good day.
Let's do just checklist.
Going to 125 decimal tree, E55P 9016.
Not here. Sorry. Here. Let's go Minneapolis again.
Minneapolis Center, E55P November 65916, flight level 285.
Windshield on, pressurization
E55P November
is good.
65916, Minneapolis Center. Radar contact. Continue to HENDR.
Seatbelts are on. All good. $27,000 feet. We are at Hender, and the next waypoint is CMAAC. CMAAC, the target is 14,000 feet. There is not much turbulence. I'm gonna turn off the seat belt and give them a chance to go to the restroom if they need to. I see one is already there actually. Two, another one is going, so I think they were waiting. We're gonna set the seat belt again at under 10,000 feet. We are now at 22,000 feet. A lot of clouds. And then the next one will be 12,000 feet. And then 10, 7, 7, 3,000. Yeah, 3,000 would be the ILS. Let me go back to the checklist. Let's do the checklist for the approach. External lights, passenger, advise, altimeter, we need to set, okay. Let's go back to the route. We need to be at 14,000 feet. Next point. Going through the clouds. Let's see how it looks from the outside. Scary, at least from the VR headset. Zero visibility. Wow. Okay. It looked a little scary. Anyway, 14,000 feet. Next target is 12,000. and that would be IOOIR, is it? Let's check. No, what am I doing? KKILR. 12 vertical miles, 12,000 feet. So 17,000 feet. Because of the weather, I'm gonna turn on the light external. Prepare the approach here because so we don't have arrival maps, right? We have not here. No, I'm looking for arrivals. We are not, I mean we are there, but that is for runway 4. And it's not our arrival. This one, I think this is ice. So let's turn on the ice protection for the engines. I mean, we do have it on, and yeah, we know. Protection as expected. (10,000 feet), the next target, and we need to make sure we are below 250 knots. Let's give them some information about the cruise.
Cruise altitude and conditions look similar.
Also, let's set let's look at the destination airport. So we have landing information here, weather. Let's load the weather. Let's see. The barometric pressure is 2987. We have 8 knots speed. 10 runway. We have 30L. Landing speed 104. Gives me 104. Okay, it's good. 2987. We can now change. 2987. Let's note this one for a moment. $29.92.
E55 P9er 16 contact Minneapolis.
59.
Approach on 119er decimal tree. Good day.
119er decimal tree for E55 P9er 16.
1012. 1012. 1012. Nice condition. No, I understand. So tune to Minneapolis approach. Next target is 7,000 feet. That's not really our approach, but will be interesting to take a look at it. It's not our approach anyway. Okay. We have some rain. It's raining. Okay. We will need to slow down the aircraft soon. Knots. 254 knots. We're not supposed to be over here. So let's turn on the seat belts. We're below 10,000 feet. Let's give them more information. Last time for coffee and cake because I am busy landing the aircraft. Let me take a look at the map here. Okay. So still vertical track. So we are at 7,000. We're waiting for the 5,000. Yeah, 5,000. 5,000, so it's raining. Speed is decreasing automatically, that's good. Let's leave it at 180. Let's reduce the speed. Vertical track is coming, so there it is. Let me check the map again. Let me change to the approach. Approach 30L. Approach 30L. Okay, I see the aircraft. So let's look at the map here. It is 5,000 and 4,000. As soon as we get to 4,000, we're going to slow down the aircraft further. Now it's 240 knots. External light is on. Passengers, we have advised. Altimeter is set. Windshield as required. Okay, we are below the clouds. We do have some visibility. Let's prepare our passengers for landing.
This is the contact.
Our scoring is now 99%. Last coffee, no food. Yes, but I still need the approach. Change the map. I still need to look at the approach. Okay, so we are soon. So let's slow down the aircraft. We have the speed brakes. You will see the wing over there. Something is going to rise. That's the speed brake. Speed brake. Speed brake. We should see the localizer soon, so we are going to. Are we on the approach? Let's see. Yeah, so let me turn on the approach. Yeah, we have the localizer. There it is. Caught it. Caught it. So we are going to slow down the aircraft soon, once we are at 3,000 feet. We're gonna use the flaps and landing gear. Slowing down aircraft. Again. Flaps. Okay, flaps, first level flaps. Five nautical miles to the runway. Let's slow down the aircraft again. It's already slow. Okay. Landing gear. That helps to slow down a little bit. fuel dumper off. Flaps. Second level flaps. Fuel dumper, landing gear, flaps, airspeed. Okay. Okay, this is after landing. So speed is 126. Flaps. And full flaps now. Full flaps. Okay, now we should slow down a little bit. You can see the runway. Everything so far so good. Let's tell the passengers we are almost there. Seatbelts are on. Lights are on. Let's tell Minneapolis approach.
Minneapolis approach, E55P November 65916, 1500.
E55P November 65916. Minneapolis approach. Altimeter 29902. Radar contact. Continue.
2992.
Minneapolis Tower, E55P November 65916 is 3 miles southeast, 1400, with Oscar, to land.
E55P November 65916, Minneapolis Tower. Altimeter 29902. Fly straight in runway 30 left.
Glide slope. Glide slope.
Remake straight in runway 30 left,
More
E55P
speed.
916.
Glide slope. 200 slope.
E55P916, number 2 for landing. Follow the aircraft on final. Wind 270 at 30. Clear to land runway 30 left.
Glide slope. Glide slope.
Clear to land runway 30 left, number 2 E55P 916.
Glide slope.
Autopilot off.
Flight director.
Beautiful landing.
E55P916, exit runway when able.
Flaps up. What is this guy doing in the middle of the runway? This is an exit? No? No? I don't see the exit here. Let's go to the next one. Let's go to the next one. In the meantime, let's get information.
E55P916, exit runway when able.
Here, we go out here.
United 2470, turn next taxiway. E55P916, contact ground on 127.925.
Okay.
Going to 127.925, E55P 916.
Airport information, airport information.
United 2470, exit runway when able.
Alright, contact ground. Let's see where he's gonna send us. Next, lead to gates.
Minneapolis ground, E55P November 65916. Taxi to the gate.
E55P November 65916. Taxi to gate 1 tree, 1 via taxiway Alpha 7 Alpha Alpha tree.
Alpha 7, Alpha, Alpha 3.
Taxiing to gate 1 tree 1 via taxiway Alpha 7 Alpha Alpha tree, E55P 916.
Okay. Okay, so we are going to go right here. gate 131. I should put the number of the gates down. Anyway, it is Alpha 5. Let's see from there. It's Alpha 5. Change the light of taxi. Passengers are all very happy. Alpha 4. Alpha 4. This is Alpha 3. So I should go left here. This is Alpha 3. I don't think I have to go right. I have to go left here. Alpha 3. Now we need to find our gate, and let's see if I can figure out from here I don't think I have the gate's number here, right? No? I don't have the gate's number, so what we are going to do is charts again. Let me see. Airport information, takeoff, taxi routes, construction, parking area, overflow, parking gates. 131. Alpha 4, Alpha 3, okay, I don't see the 131 here. It must be, it could be always a challenge to find a gate. I think the maps are not always correct. But anyway, let's go to a gate. I see a gate there, looks like free. We're going to use that gate. Otherwise there. There we go. Let's set parking brake. Let's turn off the engines. So we get the final scoring. Once the engine got off, we get the final scoring, which means we got 100%. That's great. So the other thing we need to do is we need to call the car so they can come and pick up our passengers. car is probably around here. It shouldn't be that far, hopefully. Okay, we're gonna open all the doors. Gonna put security cones, red carpet. In the meantime, we are going to add pitot covers, engine covers, chocks, and landing gear pin. Then let's turn off all the lights while we wait. Let's see. Always get. Let's see. What is the car? The car should be here soon. Let's see. Car will arrive in 4 minutes. Always takes a long time. Okay. In the meantime, let's prepare. We need to the seatbelt off. Let's leave the light. Let's leave it on for the moment. Let's turn off the. Okay, so the anti-ice off. Gonna reset this. Off. Pumps off. Pumps off. Yeah, it's not an error. We are on the ground. Pumps off. Okay. This one off. Three minutes to arrive the car. Let's it's fine. 3 minutes. I have the feeling he's gonna hit those luggage. That car can go through things. Anyway, still waiting for the car. In the meantime, we can turn off the entertainment system. We can still serve a little bit coffee while they wait. Or tea. Yeah, everybody gave me 5 stars, so we had a very good flight and landing. Landing is most important. Okay. Car is here in 2 minutes. So we're gonna turn off the batteries. Batteries are off, aircraft is off. Turn off this light. We don't need this. We just need to wait for the car to arrive. We should see the car soon. There it is. I think it's that one. You can see far away there's like a blue thing moving. It's a landing. Looks like that's a car. What happened to it? Lost away. Another landing. Come on, car. We have the passengers waiting for you. You see that car? The blue one? Almost here. Okay. Almost here. Oh, he's going through the aircraft. Oh, okay. Going through the wing. There it is. And that thing. Yeah, that car is phenomenal. Can go through everything. So let's see what our passengers are doing. We are going to check. I think looks like my yeah, she already disembarked. I did see that. Let's see the passengers. Let's see the passengers. Passengers are transferring to the vehicle. There's only one left, so it's empty. It's empty. So can we clean? Okay. Alright, so let's see. We have luggage probably to offload. No, already did. I don't see luggage actually. Probably already offloaded. Okay, then let's close the aircraft. I think the car is gonna go in a second. So let's close the aircraft. Gonna remove the security cones, the red carpet. Close, close, close. The car is going. Where is going? There it is. It's leaving. Okay. We can leave now the aircraft. I think we did everything we need to do. The doors are closed. Parking brake is on. Here we are, outside the aircraft. We can walk around, of course. We can take a look at other aircraft, actually. We can go to talk to other people if we want to. But this is a beautiful aircraft. Anyway, we can stop now. And we're gonna leave the VR. Gonna stop the recording.